area. Shanna.
Well, Colleen, very mild conditions considering we were warm once again here today. Looking at those highs here across the board, some of the warmer temperatures were in the Inland Empire with Temecula at 86. In the valleys, about 83 degrees. Anaheim, 79. We got down to about 75 in Long Beach. And the reason why I say down is because yesterday we were a little bit warmer than this. So there was a slight cool down in temperatures, but overall we're still very mild outside. Lancaster, about 70 degrees for your afternoon highs. And here's how we look right now. We've got some mid to upper 60s outside. So if you are going to the celebrations or spending time outside here tonight, maybe a light jacket or sweater would be good because we will cool down here fast as those skies stay clear, and we also have very calm conditions. Still very mild out in Santa Clarita, about 72, but everyone else in the low to upper 60s at this hour. And compared to yesterday, we've started that cool down. So although there is that cool down, I want to show you what to expect into the weekend. We've got increasing flow that is onshore. That is ocean air that's going to cool those temperatures down day by day, but keep us above average. We still have highs expected in the 70s and 80s inland as we head into the weekend. And next week, it is a dry weather pattern for us in Southern California. Still very mild, while the rest of the country dealing with cold. We're looking pretty good out here. We'll have a look at that 70 forecast for you on the way. Back to you, Colleen.
All right, Shanna, thank you.
All right, Colleen, that bear still didn't get caught. What's he doing? He's liking the weather outside, that's for sure.
He's digging in. But it's not like he's trying to escape the
No,
snow.
he's not. He's not ready to hibernate. It hasn't felt cold enough, right? Our temperatures have been really mild. And for the next few days, he's probably going to want to hang out because look at these highs. Ontario, you are looking at some warmer temperatures out there. Clear skies on the way here for us in Southern California. And we're really not feeling like winter. But the countdown continues here for some of those holidays. This weekend, Hanukkah begins. We've got 3 days before we get there. So things are really counting down fast. In about 14 days, Christmas is here. And the new year, 20 days away. So things are starting to roll on quick. Now, our weather pattern has been very dry. We have not had any snow or cold air here really because of a ridge of high pressure. Now that's expected to start to move onshore here this weekend, bringing more clouds and cooler temperatures, but only slightly. As long as we have these ridges of high pressure in place, we do not get any potential for any rain or mountain snow, as well as some cooler temperatures. So that one exits. There's one right behind it, and notice how it directs all the storm activity to the Pacific Northwest and areas to our north. So even Northern California getting some rain, but we're still going to be dry, and at most we'll get some of the clouds. So here's a look at that future cast for you here as we go to tonight and into tomorrow morning. Just some patchy fog at the beaches, but that onshore flow is going to begin. The cooler air that is going to roll on in. Some of those clouds here by the lunchtime hour, not going to get in the way of those temperatures in the 70s outside. Some of us still in the 80s. And then we get to Saturday morning and you can see that the cloud deck starts to extend inland into the basin and down into Orange County. So you'll wake up to some of those morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, and some high passing clouds for your Saturday. So a slightly cooler day as we head to the weekend. 70s out the door. Still very mild, considering we're supposed to be in the 60s this time of year here in Southern California. We're still going to hold on to some of those 70s into the weekend. Saturday night, more clouds. That'll lead you into a Sunday morning with more cloud coverage and those foggy conditions as we start off in the basin in Orange County to afternoon sunshine. So really not too bad, but temperature-wise, again, we're going to be slightly cooler and above average for at least the next 7 days. Things are not going to change because of those two ridges I showed you. Tomorrow we got the patchy fog, 80s in downtown LA, Inland Empire temperatures down to the low 80s with 70s in the deserts and 60s in the Big Bear area. So the mountains even looking pretty good. Fast forward to the weekend. We are coming down ever so slightly. Hanukkah on Sunday. We've got temperatures in the 70s with morning fog. Very nice at the beaches, 67 degrees then. And we continue to see above average highs through next week. Nothing as warm as what we've seen so far, but we're still going to hold on to some of those low 70s in Los Angeles through Wednesday and Thursday. For the valleys, you're looking at some 80s continuing. We've got a low 80-degree day on Monday, but some upper 70s following that. 80s for you in the Inland Empire, dry every day. So in terms of needing an umbrella, not going to be needed to put it that away. You do need a sweater or jacket for the early mornings, though, because we do start off chilly. But throughout the days, we start to warm as we get that afternoon sun. It's one of those weeks that you start to layer up, right? You don't need the warm jacket in the afternoon, but you do in the morning. So just carry it with you. It's a good week ahead. All right, everyone, that's been a look at your forecast. We're going to take a short break and return right after this.
today, Shanna.
It was still warm out there, Kathy, but look at these highs. We were in the upper 80s in Temecula. Van Nuys Valley about 83, 79 in Anaheim, down to the low 70s in Lancaster. And this is slightly cooler than what we saw yesterday. So we did have some change in our forecast, but overall we are still above average. Imagine we're supposed to be in the mid 60s and we're still carrying those 70s and 80s on today. A little bit of a cool down, and that's all because we have onshore flow, and you can see it here on our live cam of that marine layer. Some of that moving into the valleys right now. We're Burbank. You're feeling temperatures in the 50s as well as Universal City, but the wind is calm, and so we're not going to see much movement in the atmosphere tonight. All right, what are we going to see tomorrow? Here's your hour-by-hour forecast. LA Basin, you will see an increase of clouds, a little bit of patchy fog for the morning, but once we get to about 7 and 8, you'll see some sunshine right through those clouds, and temperatures will be in the 50s and 60s. Warming to the 70s as we head to the afternoon tomorrow, so slightly cooler in temperatures, but once we get to the weekend, additional clouds will roll on in, and that's going to change our forecast just a little bit. We'll have more details on that in your 7 days on the way. Kathy, back to you.
Shanna, thank you.
Feeling more like summer than winter out there, and that's what we're going to see over the next few days. If you are in LA, this is what you're looking at here. Another day that's above average in the upper 70s for your Friday. Slight dip as we hit to Saturday. So we've got the ridge of high pressure kind of breaking down a little bit, but then we've got one right behind it, and that's going to set us up for more warm temperatures. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we're back in the upper 70s. Some locations in the 80s here as we head to next week. So really not feeling like December at all. We've got your onshore flow increasing, and that means that we've got that ridge of high pressure that gave us those really warm record-breaking temperatures the other day starting to come down. AM clouds and fog, very patchy at best. So with that, we get a little bit of help from Mother Nature to cool things down a tad. Overnight lows are really chilly, so we don't have any watches or warnings for heat. Otherwise, if it stayed warm, you would be getting those warnings. We get a break from that. And our daytime highs will continue to be above average. The 70s and 80s, low 80s possible inland. And next week, another dry weather pattern. You won't be needing the umbrellas here because we're looking mild all across the board. All right, so our ridge of high pressure giving us that warmth. Still overhead, moving east, and that's going to continue through the weekend. Onshore flow and those clouds rolling in, and then there's that secondary one that will keep things dry. Notice how Northern California gets a little bit of rain, and so does the Pacific Northwest. They've been dealing with those storms and an atmospheric river that continued to bring rain while we've stayed dry, and it's all because these ridges of high pressure have moved in. So another one again on the way, keeping it pretty stable and mild. Now, in terms of those clouds tomorrow, if you live in LA and Orange County, you might start off with that patchy marine layer. It's not looking very thick, but that's still going to allow things to cool down a bit. We'll get some over-high passing clouds by noon, and then we've got mostly sunny skies before we get to the afternoon hours and evening, where we'll start to see the marine layer return to the beaches, and then for LA County and Orange County as well. Okay, we start off with that on Saturday morning. We clear to the sunshine, and we get that higher deck of clouds again. So I think Saturday is going to be a little bit cooler than what we're seeing today. And then we get to Sunday, and we see the same thing. More clouds, afternoon sunshine on the way. Just a dry weather pattern with no rain coming our way for at least the next 7 days ahead. So your holiday forecast for the weekend looking good. We've got temperatures tomorrow, 81 degrees in downtown LA. Low 80s for the Inland Empire with some 70s for Anaheim and Irvine. 70s also for the deserts, and we've got sunshine for you in the Big Bay area. Beautiful day in the mountains tomorrow. Lots of fresh air to enjoy. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at that 7-day forecast because, like I mentioned, every single day is going to be dry. We've got some 70s from now through next week, pretty much. Looking at some warmer temperatures for Monday, Tuesday with a secondary ridge moving in. We've got temperatures at the beaches in the low 70s. Very nice all around. 80s coming back to the valleys here as we head to next week. Sunny skies all the way through. Morning clouds, very patchy, clearing to sunshine every day. We are starting off cool in the morning, so again, layer up. You want that sweater in the morning? You won't need it by the time we get to mid-morning and the lunchtime hour because sunshine is prevailing all week long. All right, everyone, that's been a look at your forecast. Have a great night. Let's send it over to Mario with sports.